Okay guys, today we're taking notes over finding the volume of a cylinder. So we've already figured out how to find the surface area of these figures, and we're shifting to see how much we can fill a cylinder with, and that is volume. So when you learned volume for rectangular prisms and things like that, you were given the formula V equals capital B H. And we already talked about with surface area what capital B means. We know that that means area of the base. And you also know that the base of a cylinder is always a circle. So that is where this piece comes in. That's how we get the pi r squared piece here, because that is how you find the area of a circle. So to expand that even more, we're going to write volume equals pi times the radius, not the diameter, but the radius squared, times the height, and that is the height of our cylinder. And just go ahead and ignore this line here. We'll be doing that later. You don't need to worry about that. So just put a line through it. Alright, so now let's look at some practice problems. So example 1, we are given the diameter and the height, but we know we need the radius. So I'm going to come over here and write radius equals, and we know that 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, and our height is what it is, 11 5/10. Then it's super easy, we just plug in those values. So I'm going to have pi times 3.5 squared times 11.5, which is my height. And when I multiply all those values together and then hit the fraction to decimal button to get rid of the pi value, I'm going to have 442 57 approximately cubic centimeters. Remember that our units are always cubed when we're dealing with volume. So if you want to add that to your notes. Now let's do example 2. So as you can kind of see, volume's a little easier than surface area because you just need these two values and then plug it into the formula. So we're going to have pi, which we already know it's a constant. Radius is 5 for this one, and our height is 13. So we're going to have pi 5 squared times 13. We just type that into our calculator, fraction to decimal button, and you get 1,021 200 cubic units. And because that example didn't have units, we just put u cubed. So that is how you find volume of a cylinder. The really important thing you need to remember is that when they give you this formula, you're just going to see V equals capital B H. So you need to remember, okay, well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to break that down. It's going to become pi r squared H. They mean the same thing. Make sure your notes look exactly like mine. We will do practice with this concept in class tomorrow.